All right, for this first one, remember things get grouped together, so we can group all of these things together that are added or subtracted, either in the numerator or the denominator. Now, if we want to add fractions, we know we need a common denominator. So we look at the denominators right now. We have a p minus 2 and a p plus 1. What's missing in the denominator from the first one? The p plus 1. So you're going to multiply top and bottom by p plus 1 for that first fraction. What's missing in the denominator from the second one? P minus 2. So you're going to multiply top and bottom by p minus 2. What that's going to give us is on the bottom of our fraction, we now have a common denominator of p plus 1 and p minus 2. And so now we can add the tops together. Now on the top, what happens when I multiply p plus 1 and p minus 1? It's a difference of squares. You're going to get p squared minus 1. What's going to happen in the second one when we multiply p plus 3 times p minus 2? Well, you're going to have to FOIL that out, distribute everything, and you're going to get p squared plus p minus 6. How did I do this? I did the outside and the inside all together at once, right? Because if you did the outside, you're going to get minus 2p, inside plus 3p. So as you do more and more of these, you can start doing them a little bit faster. And now, do we have any like terms on the top? Yes, we do. 2p squared plus p minus 7 over p plus 1, p minus 2. Then you'd have to check if you could factor the top or not. And in this case, you can't factor the top. So you would leave your answer like this. For the second one here, this one's already more difficult because it has the minus sign. The subtract sign is harder than adding. We're going to have to factor the bottom. 9 minus e squared is a difference of squares. It's going to be 3 plus e and 3 minus e. Now, I don't know how many times we've written this note down, but we'll write it down again. We'll use this one. You remember that 3 minus e is equal to minus e minus 3? You can factor a negative out so that you can rearrange it so that it matches up. If I were to do that, and the reason I would like to do that so I change that 3 minus e to a negative e minus 3. Because if you distribute this negative, a negative times e, that gives you the negative e. And the negative times the negative 3, that gives you a positive 3. And that matches up. And now we can say to ourselves, what's missing? And how can we make this the same? So can we see in this first one that it's missing a 3 plus e? What does that negative on the bottom of the fraction do? Okay? What happens if you have a negative on the bottom of the fraction? What does that mean? Do they both have to? Is this the same as this? Okay? No, you're right. If they're negative divided by negative, that would be positive, right? Is it the same as this? Yes. Is it the same as this? Negative out in front. Yes. So when you have a fraction that's negative, that negative can be in the denominator, the numerator, or in front. So what I'm going to do in this situation is I'm going to say, well, what would happen with this negative on the bottom if I moved it to the front? If I moved it to the front, there's already a negative in the front. And subtracting negative is going to be positive. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to change it a positive sign in between. I have a common denominator right now. On the top here, I'm going to get 6 plus 2e over 3 plus e, 3 minus e, plus 3e, e minus 3, 3 plus e. And now we do have a common denominator, so we can write this. We can add the tops now. We're going to get 6 plus 5e, put the like terms together, over e minus 3. Do you like writing it 3 plus e? Can I write it as e plus 3? Would that be the same or would that be different? It would be the same. Because adding doesn't matter the order. Subtracting, it would matter which one is which. Right? Because 2 plus 5 is the same as 5 plus 2, but 2 minus 5 is not the same as 5 minus 2. Okay, so questions? Three, 4b, 5, and